Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to another edition of the Big Man on Campus podcast. Thanks for joining me. It is Friday, May 10th, 2019, finishing off the week here on a rainy Friday before Mother's Day. Make sure you go out and treat your moms this weekend. You shouldn't need to do this. You shouldn't have to have a holiday to do it, but make sure you go out and treat your mom. If your mom's not around anymore, go treat your girl's mom. Do something for a mother out there. Be a nice guy. Go donate. Go do something. Make sure you take care of the moms out there because, hey, look, without mothers, we wouldn't be here. So, and look, I'll tell you right now, you should be calling your mom a lot. You shouldn't call your mom every week. Call your mom every day. I've made that move to go and, be more, vocal with my mom. My mom's done a lot for me. So make sure you're doing that. Don't just do it because it's Mother's Day and it's a cool thing to do. Make sure you treat your mom like you do any broad you would date, But we are back here on a Friday. Thanks for watching. We'll try to get to as much as we can here today off of a not particularly very good night last night, but the Sixers did win. We'll get into a little bit of that. I'll tell you what, guys. It's Friday. I have not had a haircut in over 3 weeks, which for me is not possible. I never go more than a week without getting my haircut. It's just that simple. My barber's been out. He's been on vacation, so I haven't been able to get a haircut. And look, if you're letting a woman touch your hair, you're letting someone else touch your hair, they better be just giving you a shape up. I don't let anyone cut my hair, cut, snip up top other than my barber. So I'm happy to have him back. I'm happy to get back to the barbershop tonight, get myself a shave, get everything taken care of. So make sure, don't be that guy. Don't be the guy that has the bad sideburns or the no haircut. My hair's too long. It's got to get done. It will be tonight, and I'm very excited about it. We'll get to some baseball. We got a lot of games to talk about. Nothing I was in love with, to be really honest with you. We'll get to Rockets Warriors as well. We got a game tonight where I think one team has a really good shot to have a good outcome here, and we'll get to who that is in just a little bit. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Please support the show. Look, I'll tell you guys, and I'm going to be really honest with all of you. The people that watch right now are the most loyal people that you have. Are your people that aren't just college hoops fans or NFL or whatever. It's not easy to put shows on, especially doing them on your own and on your own channel and building a channel up and having that. Luckily, I have a lot of loyal people that like to watch the show. But, baseball's tough. Not a lot of people love it. It's not like football. So many people make a mass exodus once football ends and basketball ends to kind of do other things. So, I welcome all of the people that are around here and hanging out. Steve, what's up? Steve, NFL Draft, what's up, buddy? Hope you're doing well. AJN, Brad, Underdog. We had a question before the show even started on the Dallas Cowboys on their improvement. Look, I got a couple question marks about Kellen Moore. I mean, what kind of coordinator is he going to be? I still think their secondary has some concerns. But I think all in all, I think they're going to be a really good a really good football team. That's hard to say because I hate the Dallas Cowboys more than really any franchise on earth. But you got to like what they have at the skill positions. I don't love Dak Prescott. He needs to take a big step forward. He didn't have a good year last year, I thought. Defensively, I think up front they're really good. But, again, like I said, the back end has some question marks. I think they have one of the best linebacking groups in the league. I think their linebacking group is really good. But yeah, I mean, we'll have plenty of time to talk about football as we get closer and closer to training camps and things like that. Corian, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Chip, thanks for watching. Space Monkey, Doug Anderson, thanks for watching. Chip says you will make a great addition to Barstool. Well, I don't know if I'm going to make any addition to Barstool. I'm still kind of figuring out what's going on there. Look, I met Dave. I met everybody. Look, I believe fully that I have a lot to offer any company. But here's the thing. I don't want to work for any company because I have a certain personality. I have a certain way of being, and I don't think it will work anywhere, just anywhere, and I think I could be myself there. I do. I do think I'll have to take a lot, which over the years I've taken a lot anyway, so I'm used to it. I'm hoping it all works out. I'm just kind of letting the dominoes fall, as they say, and hoping that it all works out. It's really just kind of luckily it's not a real busy season right now, so we can kind of figure things out. How big? Hey, what's up, Eric? The Houston Rockets worth a look. Yeah, I'm going to get to that. Let me get into some of the baseball games here on the card. Thanks to Eric. Gerald Martinez. Would I ever consider handicapping WNBA? No, just because I don't have a real passion for WNBA. I have a real passion for college and even at times, in the NBA playoffs. But my big passion is college basketball. I think that really handicaps something and put your time into it and your energy into it. I have to almost enjoy it. Generally, as for me as well, I kind of cap summer league and stuff, so I kind of do that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, I definitely respect people that do WNBA. I'm not one to do it. Yeah, I mean, I've watched a lot of people, kind of take the next steps in all this, and really just kind of trying to put in the time to get, to the promised land, as they say. And I did my thing as far as going up there and meeting with everybody, and I think I'm a good fit, and I think I could bring a lot of good content to what they're doing. I think they know that. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you, Funny B. Good call on Tranmere. Yeah, Tranmere was terrific. They're so good at home. And keep abreast to what I'm doing on Twitter, guys. I'm going to have some soccer tomorrow for sure. I'll probably put it out tonight. We have some big-time games this weekend in football. So we're going to get to those. We have some playoffs, things like that. So make sure you are well aware of that on Twitter. All right, let's get into some baseball. We'll start with the Rays and the Yankees down in Tampa. You got Tampa laying a pretty healthy number here, guys. I mean, Tampa is laying numbers, and we're just living in the world where they're doing it. Tampa Bay's laying, I believe. Let me get to my my money lines here at Bet Online. Tampa Bay's laying 156. So you're laying something here, and this is definitely a nice get back price in the Yankees. You look at starting pitching in this game, pretty even. I mean, I know Tyler Glasnow's had like an unbelievable year, and I'll continue to mention how good he's been. His WHIP is under 0.9. His ERA is terrific. Opponents hitting under 200 off Glasnow. And you look at Glasnow, what's made him so successful, and I've talked about this, is his first pitch strike rate. Opponents are swinging and missing at 64% of his first pitches. He's getting ahead of hitters, and he's taking advantage. His walk rate is really good. He's only had, I think, 7 walks over his 43 innings. His strikeouts are at a high level. He's really pitched phenomenally. Their bullpen has been really good. But you look at the lineups here. What's going to stray here with the lineups? We know the Yankees still are dealing with injuries. Meadows, though, back tonight for Tampa, which is a nice add to the lineup. You look at 12 of the last 17 in this series have gone under. However, you look at the last 3 between these groups over, and they were high-scoring games. If I'm looking at this game, though, you look at a pitcher's dual likely, and the number 7 for a reason. Obviously, I think from a starting pitching scenario, Glasnow has a little advantage, but is it this big of an advantage where he should be laying almost 160? I'm not so sure. I think Domingo Germán's been quite good as well. I mean, these are 2 guys where there's not a big difference here from a starting pitching scenario. Tampa Bay's bullpen is probably slightly better. But again, these are games the Yankees have to find ways to win. There's not a big, it's kind of a coin flip from a pitching scenario. We know they have some big bats. We know they have guys that can hit the baseball. I think from a lineup perspective, they're better than Tampa. I mean, at the end of the day, I think the value here is on the Yankees. I got to tell you. You look at LeMahieu, Clint Frazier, Glaber. Urshela's been really good for them. Cameron Maybin, he's given them something. You like what you're seeing out of the Yankees. They're starting to look good even with so many injuries. That has to be good for their psyche at 22-15. I'm going to lean with the Yankees here. I think the price is good enough where you're getting a nice price back on probably the better overall team here. I'll be looking forward to the Phillies and Dodgers. I'll be in Philly, even though I live in LA. Well, let me know if you're going to be down. I'll definitely meet you for a game if you want. KD, thanks for watching. Underdog, Women's World Cup's coming up. Good point. Good point. Another game, Phillies and KC. Just talked at the Phillies. I need to see what more I'm going to see from the Phillies on the road. This team's 7-8 on the road. Haven't been able to kind of figure it out yet. Is Jake Arrieta ready to kind of be that big time pitcher for them? His numbers are good. They're not great. And Homer Bailey's actually pitched better than you might think. The question is, can the Phillies kind of, finish it in the bullpen? You have to figure out it's going to be good enough tonight. I know Sharp money's come in on the under in this game, which makes sense. Sharps love Homer Bailey for some reason. These are two teams that, obviously for a pitching situation, wouldn't be surprising if both were really good. I still think you're starting to get a good enough price in the Phillies. If this obviously went up higher, I wouldn't be as interested. But at 140, I think there's still some reason to back the Phillies. They're the much better baseball team. Lineup obviously is very good, and we're going to get to KC's bullpen. The Phillies have a shade of something in that pen. KC's pitching staff is horrific. It's just that simple. So this is kind of an interesting one. You're not laying 170 here where you don't really want to get involved. This is a decent price on the Phillies, frankly, especially with such a bad bullpen. But the problem with the Phillies is they're under 500 on the road this year. So be that what it is. Arizona, Atlanta, interesting game here. Atlanta's not playing well. They've lost 4 in a row. Julio Teheran just not pitching well at home. He's not pitching well on the road. He's really just struggling in all facets. You don't get that good road record or whatever from Teheran that you might be used to. Greinke on the mound for Arizona at home. And I kind of glossed over this one. Didn't really have a big opinion on it. I think the Twins have some value tonight. This was probably the only game that I was really close to betting, like kind of heavily. I think Minnesota gets the job done. The only concern I have is I don't like laying 1.5 runs with the home team. I'm just not interested in that. I do have a feeling, though, that Detroit kind of fizzles here against Odorizzi. Jake Odorizzi's been really good this year. He's been quite impressive. He threw 13 shutout innings against the Astros and Yankees, which is quite impressive. That ERA is really good over the course of time. He had 15 strikeouts in those 2 games I mentioned, really just pitching at a high level. This Twins offense continues to be really good. And look, the Tigers, you're not getting a good offensive team, a team that generally struggles to score runs, and Tyson Ross has had trouble. That's really been his career, Tyson Ross. A lot of trouble in his career. I kind of like what I'm seeing out of the Twins. I considered laying 1.5 runs here. If you're betting parlay, you need a 2-team parlay. I think Minnesota is definitely worth looking at in that kind of bet. Minnesota at home here is the only thing kind of keep me off that run line. But you should be able to score some runs off of Tyson Ross, and this could be one of those laughers. They're getting a lot out of the beginning of their lineup, the Twins, with Kepler, Polanco, Cruz, Eddie Rosario, 31 RBIs this year. And you look at out of the 9 guys in this lineup tonight, 7 have double-digit RBIs. This lineup is scoring runs, and it's nice to see. This could be a game where Detroit really has issues. If you have any questions, feel free to send them in on the chat here. Do want to tell you about BetOnline. BetOnline, our sponsor here at the Big Men on Campus podcast. Make sure you are supporting our sponsors. BetOnline, really, if you're looking for a new book, you're looking to kind of consolidate, you're looking to move on from a local, whatever you're looking to do, BetOnline has you covered. There's so many things that really set BetOnline apart from a lot of different sports books. One is obviously their great rating, A+ rated on offshore books. As far as reviews are concerned, they have the earliest lines industry-wise. You can bet big, you can bet whatever. payouts within 24 hours, and the customer service is really good. They're going to do things like refund your bets when something crazy happens, like they did in the Kentucky Derby. They're going to give you bonuses, and I'm going to give you a bonus code here. You can deposit with Bitcoin. They're really the go-to sports book for a lot of people. And if you're new, you're looking for your ability to get involved, make sure you go and check out betonline.ag. By listening to the show, if you use promo code BIGMAN, all one word, BIGMAN, BetOnline is going to give you a 50% deposit bonus, and you're supporting me. Guys, this show isn't easy to do every single day. There's a lot of work you put into it, a lot of time you take away from other things, and I don't get paid to do it. So support my sponsors. Take care of those guys. You're going to bet anyway. Make sure BetOnline is one of your books of choice. You guys really did it with my bookie when they were sponsoring us during the basketball season. And now that BetOnline's here, make sure you're getting involved with them as well. They also have their own refer a friend bonuses, and you can get paid on top of it. So make sure you're checking out BetOnline right now. Get involved because you can. BetOnline.ag. Use promo code BIGMAN, all one word, and get yourself a deposit bonus. Does Yankees lineup look really bad right now, Big Man? But yes, like the price. I don't think it's as bad as you think. I think they've actually been quite good, all things considered. Yeah, I heard about that, KB. They started a new league in Canada. Ian Cameron was actually talking to us about that. What's up, Lance? Thanks for watching. Guys, do me a favor. If you're on Twitter, retweet my show right now. If you retweet the show, I will send you a premium selection this weekend. Retweet the show right now. To do that, please, and I'll get you involved. I know the last time I did this, I sent out premium picks to people, and they actually cashed. The one cashed with the Denver Nuggets. So please do this. I actually did it last Friday. That's when I did it. So maybe we'll make a regular occasion of that. You get yourself a weekend play. So make sure you retweet the show right now. Thanks for doing that. All right. A couple other things here. We'll look at a few other games. Definitely some big prices on the card tonight. If I'm going to look at one, I'm trying to think of where I kind of would go. Obviously, I think the Yankees are worth it. I think that's a really nice price. I think the Marlins, I just don't think the Mets are very good right now, to be honest. Lopez has had some really good numbers from an advanced standpoint. I definitely kind of like the Marlins a little bit in that one. A game that obviously is a favorite laying money. I do kind of like Cincinnati. Derek Rodriguez has had major trouble. In fact, Cincinnati beat him up last game he pitched, actually. I really like what you get out of Castillo, and obviously the books agree. You look at Castillo, a nice 140 favorite. The problem that San Francisco has in a game like this is while Cincinnati is a bad offensive team, San Francisco's worse. So I kind of like Cincinnati, maybe a first 5 minus a half. Castillo's been really filthy. So definitely maybe think about that one as well on the late night card. Trenton, thanks for retweeting the show. Appreciate that. Trenton223, my man. Brad Borkin, I believe he retweeted the show. Thank you. All you guys. Gerald DeSorrendo. Very helpful, guys. Thank you. What else do we have here? Eric Nisbet says Jose Aldo this weekend in MMA. Okay, very good. You're actually pretty good at MMA from what I've noticed. So maybe we'll tail that. Listen, guys, here's the thing. Tomorrow, there's some really big soccer matches tomorrow. And, I think it's important to kind of mention the reasoning on a lot of these picks. You look at the game today, I bet on. It was a big game because these are playoffs. Teams are trying to move up. Teams are trying to move into the higher leagues. So, for instance, tomorrow you have a game. English soccer's kind of complicated in a way for a lot of people because you need to differentiate what games are what. So, like over here in America, if you're watching the NBA, if the Bulls are playing, they're playing other NBA teams. That's the only league they play in. There's no, other leagues or anything like that. Soccer in Europe is so different. For instance, you look at the English leagues. There are tons of leagues, but you look at the four major leagues in England: Premier League, Championship, League One, League Two. They all work in a relegation every year. So the bottom three clubs in England, from a points perspective, will move down to the Championship, and so on. So if you're in League Two, which is the fourth level, if you finish in the bottom, you would move down to the National League. Anything below League Two is not considered the league. So there's four leagues. The National League is kind of like the fifth level. That's where money cuts down, TV rights, all that kind of stuff. A lot of those games you're not going to see. So, for instance, tomorrow, and then you have to obviously differentiate between what's an FA Cup game, what's a Community Shield game, what's a Carabao Cup game. All these leagues are different. All these trophies are different. They're all different stakes. So tomorrow you have all sorts of different games. So, for instance, in the Championship, which is the second level of English football, you have two matches. And those matches are basically deciding on who goes in to the third spot to move up to the Premier League. So you have Aston Villa against West Bromwich Albion, and you have Derby County against Leeds United. So all this stuff is important to understand before you're getting involved in these matches. So tomorrow, the National League, which is the fifth level of English football, the winner of this game will basically move into the fourth level. So you have AFC Fylde against Salford City. So that's a game with huge implications. So obviously understanding what these leagues are all about and how to bet them is important. So tomorrow you're going to see some good things. You're going to see some things that I like in these leagues, and you're going to see teams move up, which is great to see. And they're going to kind of obviously, every game's important, as they say. So, some are playoffs and all sorts of things. So make sure you're understanding kind of how all this works when you're betting English football. It's quite important. All right, a couple comments here. Chip Pyler, he likes Aldo as well. Okay, interesting. I believe that fight is down in Brazil. We have UFC. I believe it's the what is it? Andrade and Rose Namajunas, I believe. That's a pretty good card, actually. So, all right, we'll obviously keep abreast of that. Jose Aldo, who does he even fight? Alexander Volkanovski. Minus 143. Not a bad price on the Brazilian. Interesting. How about that? I gotta get some UFC people on here. That's just a good call. Also have Jared Hurd fighting this weekend. I know that's an interesting fight in the boxing avenue. Let's get into the NBA, guys. We got Rockets and Warriors. Please like the show, retweet it on Twitter. Graciously appreciate all the likes and retweets. All right, Bet Online. We have the Houston Rockets laying a hefty price tonight, guys. They're laying 7 as we speak, minus 115. Total is at 214.5. This total is moving up. Sharps and the public on the over in this game. And, I find it interesting. This is actually a pretty good correlation kind of game. So what I mean by that is if you like Golden State, I think probably the over makes sense. If you like Houston, I think the under makes sense because you have to figure if you like Houston, this game's going to be one of those games where Golden State just kind of gets stomped on in the fourth quarter. I think we obviously have to continue and understand what Golden State is without Kevin Durant. And without Kevin Durant, they've actually been pretty good, all things considered. This isn't a team that's like never played without Kevin Durant. Remember, they've done plenty of great things without Kevin Durant. And last year, they actually played quite a few games without Kevin Durant. in 8 games last year without Durant, with Curry, they actually averaged over 121 points a game. So, they're actually been really good without Durant. So it's not just because Kevin Durant's not going to play doesn't mean that they're going to just get run off the court here. But I have a concern just with Golden State from a standpoint of enough bodies. And what's been so kind of hard to fathom is like Sean Livingston's not been good this year. I mean, the playoffs particularly. Here's what I'll say. If you can get Looney to play the way he did the other night, I think they will cover. And in fact, I think this number's too high. 7's interesting to me. I'm blown away that the number's this high. I guess the only thing you're worried about is this a game where the Avalanche starts and Golden State can't ever really kind of figure it out. Because let's be honest, if Stephen Curry doesn't play well in this game, they'll get blown out. And let's be real, guys. I mean, Stephen Curry hasn't been a great player in the playoffs. I mean, it's that simple. I just look at this game and it comes across a bit high to me, especially if Looney can play well. I mean, keep in mind, they still have Klay Thompson. They still have Draymond Green. They still have Andre Iguodala and a great shooter in Curry. 7 points seems like too many. If this was 4.5 or 5, okay, but 7 points seems like way too many. I guess, though, the interesting kind of take as well in this game, though, is Golden State's never an underdog, ever. I mean, very rarely are they an underdog. It's the most points they've ever gotten in a playoff game in the Steve Kerr era. So, they're 4-5 as a dog under Kerr in the playoffs, as a dog. So, I mean, not that matters because, I mean, I don't think they really care. I mean, I think they know they're underdogs. But I got to tell you, I don't see them as 7-point underdogs without Kevin Durant. It hurts them, obviously, but they've shown that they can score points without Kevin Durant. Also, think about this. In the 40 games without Durant since he came to the Warriors, the under is 27-13 in Warrior games. I've also talked about in this series, I do like the under in these games. The under's actually been really good between these two teams. And you look at when Durant isn't in there, they've actually played, if you watch the other night. Now, here's the thing about the other night that I have pause in. The pace wasn't there for Golden State, but again, they, were playing with the lead a lot of the time. Everybody's betting the under, sharps and public alike. I mean, if it gets up to 216-ish, I might under it. I might hit the under. But it sucks because I like Golden State, and that kind of correlates with the over. So probably will avoid the total. But anytime I can get Golden State at 7, I would probably take them. So that's that. Yeah, Eric. That's kind of my issue. The Warriors bench. That's your concern with them. If they don't get much, but Looney gave you some solace the other night. Do you think the line moves is in Golden State's favor? Is sharps are on Golden State from what I've seen. It's hard to see Golden State winning if Rockets beat them today. Well, I mean, it's back in Golden State, so we have the possibility to have 3 Game 7s on Sunday. How about that for a day? Definitely sucks it's Mother's Day because it'd be a lot cooler. People would be doing stuff with their moms and stuff, but I also hear all these people that I don't know what I'm going to do because Game of Thrones is on. I mean, I don't know. Then again, though, I mean, if it was me, I will say this: if The Wire finale was on Sunday, I wouldn't watch the Sixers over. I'd watch the Sixers over The Wire, but I wouldn't watch any other game over that. So I have to start kind of being a little bit more compassionate to people that watch that show. I don't watch it, so I kind of just feel like everyone doesn't watch it, but I am getting sick of hearing about it. I mean, but I'm sure people are sick of hearing from me about Sopranos and The Wire and all that stuff. So I guess it's a two-way street. The internet can get old, for sure. I also do find it interesting when people stumble upon stuff that I've already found, and I'm like, wow, it took them a long time to stumble upon that. You know, like I heard something today that was kind of funny to me. Um, I was watching the Barstool Rundown, and they have a thing called Barstool Gold, where if you pay a little extra, they have content that they don't put out to the regular mass. And they were talking about this guy that I guess has become like kind of I guess viral, I guess you could say. And I actually know who he is. I've seen him before around, and he was actually on America's Got Talent one time, like many years ago. This dude Tommy, he's like this. He's an older guy. He's probably in his like 50s. He's like a Guido. Like he wears like gold, and he kind of dresses like me in a way. And he has like all this like like these stupid like quotes and like videos he does. And I've seen him before, like around, like I know who he is, and I guess like people like uncovered him today, and they were talking on Barstool Rundown about how there are these certain groups of people that are largely mysterious to like the internet, and how like people do they really act like that? And I always find it interesting when people come across people like that, where it's like, this guy didn't really exist until now, but how did I not know he didn't exist? And I don't know if anyone saw that, but I don't know. I tried thinking about like who are like these groups of people that are largely mysterious to like most. And like I definitely feel like that Guido, like, and I'm talking about the real Guido. Like I'm not talking about like Jersey Shore. I'm talking about like actual like people that like aren't just playing it for like a camera. Like people that actually like are like that. Like guys that actually like go to social clubs and like, like me kind of, I guess. Maybe not me, but similar acting people. Like I find like mysterious people like some of these people that do like I took a video of it, like these costume people. They like dress up in costumes and shit. Like I feel like those people are largely mysterious. I was trying to think of like people that are largely mysterious to the most people, but I don't know, just stupid things that I think of. But it was a good discussion that they had, nonetheless. That would be great for Mother's Day for my mom. 3 games, 7. She loves basketball. Yeah, well, look, I mean, if your mom likes basketball, then it's good for you. But like my mom hates sports, so it really wouldn't. Like my mom's like one of those that's like, turn the fucking TV off. It's dinner, we're having Sunday dinner here. Turn the fucking TV off. People don't understand that sports are important. But if you have a mom like that, it's different. That can always be on. Do I think the Astros win? Yeah, I mean they should win. I mean they're big favorites. I got a fresh shape up at the barbershop. All the brothers are asking me where I got a cut at work. Makes me feel good. Settle down, Philly Joe. Philly Joe's saying that he's got hood passes, I guess. All right. Well, I mean, that's good. I mean, anytime the sharp dressed men compliment you on your haircut, that's definitely good. I get a lot of weird things about my hair. Some people call it like shitty and it's fucking lame, and then some people love it. Like this guy Rico Bosco, he calls it a perm. This cat Rico Bosco that always talks about me on his fucking Twitter. He says I have a perm, but to me it's just a blowout. All right, guys, we'll hang on for a few more minutes. If you have any other comments or questions, feel free to send them in. Do I know where Chester is? Yeah, I do. I do know where Chester is. It's not a great neighborhood. But yes, I do know where Chester is. Just outside of Philly, actually. A lot of people retweeting the show. So thank you for doing that. If you did do that, get in touch with me. I'll make sure to get you a free pick this weekend. So make sure you do that. Thank you. Make sure you DM me. DM me. Okay. I'm not DMing you. You DM me. All right. Thank you, Savage. This is a good one. Hey, Jeff. As a Sixers fan, I can't help but notice 1 minute you're talking bad about our team, and the next you're hyping them up. What's up with that? Well, if you're a real Philadelphia fan, you shouldn't need to ask me that. But you know what? I'm on to your game. I know what you do. I know what you're all about. You're one of these guys that, and I'm pretty sure you're some other guy, and you're just trying to get rises out of me. I'm not going to do it. So listen, Joey, here's my advice to you. You're just like that Scott guy we had in here. I'm pretty sure you're the same person. You're just trying to get a rise out of me. Listen, it's not going to work. You're always coming in here asking me about other handicappers and trying to get me to say stupid shit. And I want to bring something up as well, because this was mentioned to me by somebody, and I'm going to bring this up. And it relates to this kid, this guy doing this shit. You're trying to get a rise out of me. And then what you're doing is, and I heard about you doing this. I heard that other people, these random fucking Twitter accounts and YouTube accounts, are going to other shows and telling those shows that I'm talking shit about them, which is not fucking true. I've said my piece on all those guys, and I have no problem saying it to their face. I've had run-ins with Jimmy the Bag and fucking all those guys. I'm going to say this now, and I hope it gets back to all these guys. I wish them luck in whatever they do. They don't pay my bills. I don't pay theirs. I wish them luck. I hope they earn a living any way they can. I'm done with this stupid back and forth shit. I'm not putting names out there. I'm not blowing anybody up for clout. Do your thing. And I'm going to say who it is. I'm going to say exactly where I heard it. Somebody told me that there's people in the sports keg, I guess they have a show, that they're telling those guys that I'm coming saying shit about them and I don't think they're good. That's complete fucking nonsense. And if you find a clip where I said that, then you can say it. But I don't want to hear that. I don't want beef with nobody anymore. I'm not into that shit no more. I'm doing my own thing. I'm just trying to have fun and do what I like to do. I wish those guys all the luck in the world. They don't, again, and they'll agree here, they don't pay my bills. I don't pay theirs. And if they have shit they want to say negatively about me, that's up to them. I'm sure when they talk about me, that's, you know, and I'm sure they talk about me because they think I'm talking about them. I don't want to talk. I'm done with that shit. The people that I don't like, I don't like. I have no more negative things to say. I don't even know those guys that much. The only guy I know from that show is that the dude that runs it. I don't know that guy. I don't know him from Adam. He used to hit me up and we used to chat, but I don't know him. I don't know what he's all about. Stop doing that. Stop bringing my name into shit that's not true. I don't give a fuck that you're a former client. Show proof that you're a former client, and I'll say thanks for being a former client. Other than that, I don't owe you anything. I say what I say. I've made it very clear there's people like some of those cats that I don't particularly have a good feeling for. I never hid that. So, you know, I'm not going to make out like I'm anything. I've said what I said, but don't keep trying to make shit up that I'm further talking about people. They don't like me. I don't like them. I don't think there needs anything more to be said about them. I wish them the best. I hope they do whatever they want to do. But you're going away because I'm tired of you. You are just a shit starter. That's what you want to do. You're here to start shit with people. I've seen it. Listen, I'm a lot smarter than you, Joey. I see what you're doing. You're in here every day asking me about other shows. Did you hear what this show said about you? Did you see this? Did you see that? I don't got time for that. Go circle jerk, you know, with yourself and think about it, okay? Because I don't have time for it. It's stupid. It makes no sense, and it's lame. You've talked bad about Maxwell Smart multiple times. Yeah, I've made it clear I don't like him. I don't know what else. I don't have anything bad to say about him going forward. I said something's true. But stop trying to bring up that I'm starting shit with him now. I see people I've heard some people in these chats are saying that I'm saying stuff every day about these people. I don't talk about these people. I have, and they know that. But stop bringing it up that I'm starting it over again. I'm not doing it anymore. They know where I stand. I have nothing more to say about it. I wish them the best. I really, really do. All right, let's move on here. Yeah, we're not talking politics. I know that. Thanks for watching, Justin. Appreciate it. Doug, thanks for checking out the show. Glad you were able to cash with that, Justin. And we'll hang on for a few more minutes here and see if there's any other things to chat about. Yep, Champions League we'll get into. 2 England finals, Europa and Champions. And by the way, here's what I've learned. I've learned with, like, certain people just don't vibe with other people. It's not that there's animosity. It's not that they're threatened. It's not anything. I've been doing this for a certain amount of time, and I understand that I have my fans and they have theirs. I will say this about them. The fact that they do their shows for so long, I got to say that I think, that's pretty interesting. I think that's, it's not something I would do. But I'm also not going to belittle them for doing it. Look, if they have a passion and they have something that they like to do, I'd be the first to tell them to keep at it. I think the problem with our business is there are so many hanger-oners on these chats that are just like trying to start stuff with people. Just guys that make up random names and say, "Hey, Big Man was talking about you again." It's like, okay, well, I wasn't, but okay. It's kind of just it's just lame. It's lame shit to do. Listen, if I have a problem with those guys, I'll tell them to their face. If they want to have me on their show, I'd be glad to talk to them. Like I mean, that's all I have to say. But I, again, wish them the best. And I think they'll, again, like I said, agree. I don't care about them and they don't care about me. They do their thing and I do mine. I hope they have success. Who do you like to win in the NL Central? I like the Cardinals to win in the NL Central. But I'm going to go. All of you have a great weekend. Thanks for checking out the show here. I'm sorry I went on that rant, but it was just something that I find to be a pussy thing to do, where some of these random Twitter people and YouTube people are just making shit up on fake ass names. It's just lame. I don't know why people do that. Stupid. All right. That's that for tonight. You all have a good weekend. I will see you on Monday. Maybe we'll have something on Periscope a little bit later or something. For me tonight, I'll take a shot with the Golden State Warriors plus the points, and I'll play a free play on the Minnesota Twins minus 1.5. But again, nothing I love tonight on this card. You all have a great night, and thanks for watching.